Have you noticed your legs getting tired more quickly these days? Do stairs seem steeper, chairs harder to rise from, and short walks more exhausting, despite eating healthy and staying active? If you're over 60, this might not just be aging. It might be the result of eating the wrong foods that weaken circulation and reduce leg strength in seniors, and most surprisingly, some of the biggest culprits are fruits. You've probably been told your whole life that fruits are the healthiest foods you can eat. And many are, but not all fruits are good for seniors. In fact, several popular fruits can silently cause joint pain after eating fruit, increase inflammation, and slowly chip away at your leg power and mobility. Yes, even the fruits you thought were healthy. Here's the truth. As we age, our bodies change, and so do our nutritional needs. The aging and nutritional risks we face mean that fruits which once nourished us may now be contributing to swelling, aching knees, and fatigue after even minimal activity. Some fruits spike your blood sugar, inflame your joints, and reduce blood flow, creating a perfect storm for leg stiffness, weakness, and pain. Worse still, this happens gradually. There's no warning. One day you just realize you can't move like you used to. You may blame it on just getting older, but the truth is you might be eating foods that make it worse. This is why it's essential to understand what not to eat after 60, especially if you want to maintain balance, independence, and mobility. In this video, we'll reveal the 7 worst fruits for seniors, especially those concerned about leg pain, circulation, or arthritis. These are fruits to avoid after 60 if you want to protect your joints, preserve muscle power, and reduce the risk of inflammation-related pain. So, if you've ever wondered why your legs feel heavier or why you're more prone to soreness after simple movements, stay with me. This could be your body's wake-up call, and knowing what fruits are bad for seniors' health could change everything. And before we dive in, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because here we share health facts no one else talks about. If this resonates with you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Either way, your voice matters. Let's begin with the first fruit on the list, one that's often praised for its anti-inflammatory benefits, but may in fact do the opposite for aging joints. 1. Pineapple, the anti-inflammatory that backfires. After 60, pineapple is often celebrated as a tropical superfruit packed with vitamin C and anti-inflammatory enzymes like bromelain. On the surface, it seems like a perfect choice for anyone trying to eat healthy. But if you're over 60, pineapple might actually be one of the worst fruits for seniors, especially if you're dealing with stiff knees, aching calves, or circulation problems. Here's why. Pineapple is high in natural sugars and powerful fruit acids. As we age, our blood vessels become more fragile, and our metabolism slows down. This makes us far more sensitive to blood sugar spikes and acidic foods. When you eat pineapple, it delivers a sudden sugar surge into your bloodstream, which may damage the small blood vessels that supply oxygen to your legs, feet, and muscles. This type of subtle damage can lead to poor circulation, swelling in the ankles, and that familiar dull, heavy ache in the legs after just a short walk. You might notice your knees locking up when you stand, or a tight cramping feeling in your calves, even after a day of rest. And there's more. Pineapple's acidic nature can trigger joint pain after eating fruit, especially in seniors who already suffer from arthritis or chronic inflammation. That acid acts like fuel on a fire. It aggravates sensitive joints, particularly in the knees, hips, and ankles. Despite its reputation for reducing inflammation, pineapple is one of those fruits that cause joint pain and hidden inflammation, especially in aging bodies. In fact, many seniors report a feeling of leg weakness or heaviness after eating pineapple regularly, but never suspect the fruit. It gets even trickier. Bromelain, the enzyme that gives pineapple its health halo, can interact negatively with medications like blood thinners, either making them too powerful or less effective. That makes pineapple not just questionable, but potentially risky for those on common senior prescriptions. The worst part? There are often no immediate warning signs. The damage accumulates slowly over time. One week, it's stiffness in your knees. The next month, it's swelling in your ankles. And eventually, simple movements feel harder than they should. By the time the discomfort becomes noticeable, the habit may already be deeply ingrained. So, what can you do? You don't have to completely cut pineapple out of your life. But if you're over 60 and experience an unexplained joint pain, swelling, or leg fatigue, limiting pineapple intake could make a significant difference in your daily comfort and long-term mobility. If you're wondering which fruits to avoid after 60, pineapple is near the top of the list. Not because it's inherently bad, but because your aging body may no longer process it the way it used to. It's not about giving up food. It's about adapting smartly to the nutritional risks that come with aging. 2. Banana, the misleading muscle fruit. That may weaken your legs. After 60, bananas are one of the most popular fruits in the world, and for good reason. They're soft, easy to digest, packed with potassium, and often recommended for energy, muscle function, and cramp prevention. But here's what most people don't realize. For older adults, especially those over 60, bananas can silently work against you. In fact, they're quickly becoming one of the most dangerous fruits to avoid after 60. Why? Because bananas are rich in fast-digesting carbohydrates and natural sugars. While that may have been great fuel in your 30s, it's a different story as you age. Slower metabolism and reduced insulin sensitivity mean that eating bananas can cause sudden blood sugar spikes, which inflame your joints, strain your circulation, and leave your legs feeling heavy or weak. Have you ever noticed stiff calves, swollen ankles, or a dull ache in your legs after breakfast? Bananas could be the reason. They're one of those fruits that spike blood sugar quickly, leading to energy crashes and poor circulation shortly after eating. For seniors, this can contribute to a vicious cycle of fatigue, joint pressure, and limited mobility. What's more, bananas are known to encourage fluid retention, especially in people with heart conditions or weakened kidney function. That added water weight often settles in the lower legs, causing puffiness, pressure, and even pain in the knees, feet, and ankles. And while bananas are praised for their potassium, too much potassium in the context of aging circulation can actually worsen inflammation, especially if your body can't balance electrolytes efficiently anymore. So, if you're dealing with chronic leg discomfort, stiffness after sitting, or joint pain after eating fruit, it's time to rethink your go-to snack. Bananas may look harmless, but they're among the worst fruits for seniors who want to protect their leg strength and mobility. The problem is subtle, and most people never make the connection. One banana in the morning, another after dinner, day after day. Foods that cause inflammation and blood sugar spikes slowly take their toll. It doesn't mean you need to give up bananas forever. But if you're noticing discomfort in your lower body, it may be time to limit your intake and swap them for fruits that support circulation and reduce inflammation instead. Remember, as you age, your body's needs change. Ignoring the nutritional risks of aging can cost you strength, balance, and freedom. Knowing which fruits are truly helpful and which silently hurt is the key to long-term vitality. The shocking truth about grapes, a sweet danger to aging. Joints grapes, small, juicy, and irresistibly easy to snack on. They're often praised as heart-friendly and rich in antioxidants. But if you're over 60, these innocent-looking fruits may be silently sabotaging your joints, especially your legs, knees, and ankles. Here's what most people don't realize. Grapes are packed with fructose, a natural sugar that's processed directly by your liver. In moderation, fructose isn't a major issue. But as we age, our liver's efficiency declines, and excessive fructose from even a few handfuls of grapes can turn into something more harmful, uric acid. When uric acid starts to build up, it doesn't just stay in your bloodstream, it settles in your joints, particularly the toes, ankles, and knees, where it triggers inflammation. That means pain, burning, stiffness, and swelling, even if you've just been sitting or walking lightly around the house. Ever felt a stabbing pain in your big toe at night? Or noticed your calves tightening for no clear reason? Many seniors chalk this up to just aging, but often there's a hidden dietary cause. Grapes may be one of the sneaky culprits contributing to rising uric acid levels and chronic joint discomfort. And here's the trap. Grapes are easy to overeat. They're bite-sized, refreshing, and seem harmless, until you realize that 2 or 3 cups can deliver a massive sugar load without you noticing. For seniors with reduced metabolic flexibility, this spike can fuel systemic inflammation, reduce mobility, and worsen circulation in the legs. It's not about demonizing grapes. They do offer benefits like antioxidants and vitamins, but if you're dealing with unexplained stiffness, swelling, or aching joints, and grapes are a regular part of your routine, it might be time to take a closer look. Adaptation is key. Our bodies change with age, and what was once a healthy snack can become an unexpected burden. Cutting back or spacing out your grape consumption, especially if you already struggle with gout, joint pain, or leg inflammation, might bring more relief than you think. And if grapes, which are widely seen as a health food, can trigger these issues, imagine what else might be hiding in your fruit bowl. Watermelon, the healthy fruit that may be draining your legs. After 60, watermelon. It's the poster child of summer. Juicy, vibrant, and nearly all water. It seems like the perfect fruit for hydration, right? But if you're over 60, this seemingly innocent fruit may not be as gentle on your body as you think, especially when it comes to your legs, joints, and blood sugar. Let's take a closer look. Yes, watermelon is over 90% water and low in calories, but it also has one of the highest glycemic indexes of any fruit. That means it causes your blood sugar to spike almost as quickly as a candy bar would. While this isn't a big deal for younger people with fast metabolisms, it can be a major problem as you age. As we grow older, our bodies become less efficient at handling rapid sugar spikes. insulin sensitivity decreases, and those constant highs and lows in blood sugar can silently trigger chronic inflammation, particularly in areas already prone to poorer circulation, the knees, ankles, and calves. Have you ever felt unexpected leg fatigue after what seemed like a healthy snack? Maybe your ankles swell after lunch, or your knees feel sore after a short walk. If watermelon is part of your regular diet, the connection might not be so far-fetched. Here's the trap. Watermelon tastes light and refreshing, so it's easy to overeat. One slice turns into three, and before you know it, you've taken in more sugar than your aging body can comfortably process, without any fiber to slow it down. That surge of glucose travels quickly through your bloodstream, weakening small vessels and triggering subtle damage in your lower limbs. And because watermelon feels like water, most people never suspect it could be part of the problem. The result? You stay hydrated, but your legs grow heavier, stiffer, and more fatigued. Stairs become more difficult, walking becomes more draining, and the discomfort creeps in slowly. So slowly, in fact, that you might not notice until it's already impacting your daily routine. This doesn't mean you have to swear off watermelon forever, but if you're over 60 and noticing chronic leg discomfort, swelling, or stiffness, it may be wise to moderate your intake, especially during the hot seasons when overconsumption is easy. Smart hydration isn't just about water content. It's about how your body processes what you eat. And sometimes what looks like a healthy habit could be quietly working against you. Oranges, after 60, are they really helping your joints or quietly hurting them? 5. Oranges, they're a symbol of health, energy, and immunity. Found in breakfast bowls, juices, and immune-boosting smoothies. These citrus fruits have earned a solid reputation for being one of the healthiest ways to start your day. But if you're over 60, there may be more to this fruit than meets the eye. While oranges are rich in vitamin C, which is vital for immune health and collagen production, they're also high in citric acid. And that's where the problem begins for aging joints. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to acidity, especially if we already suffer from arthritis, joint stiffness, or inflammation, and the acid in oranges, while tolerable in youth, can begin to irritate joint linings and aggravate pain in the hips, knees, ankles, and feet, particularly in those with poor circulation or existing joint damage. Have you ever felt morning stiffness in your knees or tightness in your hips after sitting for a while? Maybe your legs feel heavy and sore throughout the day despite no obvious activity. That bright, fresh glass of orange juice might be playing a hidden role. Here's why. Citrus acid doesn't just affect digestion. It enters the bloodstream and can intensify irritation in already inflamed tissues. When combined with the fruit's natural sugars, it may cause mild but chronic inflammation and water retention, especially in the lower body. The result? Swollen ankles, painful steps, morning stiffness that gets harder to shake, a nagging ache that feels deeper than muscle soreness. And because oranges are so strongly associated with health, most seniors never consider that this daily habit could be backfiring. Does this mean you should eliminate oranges completely? Not necessarily. But if you're over 60 and frequently dealing with joint discomfort, swelling, or circulation problems, it might be wise to reconsider your intake, especially in juice form, where the acidity and sugar hit your system faster and harder. Awareness is key. What supports the immune system might not always support the joints. And the foods we trust the most often deserve a second look as our bodies change with age. So if oranges may be quietly triggering your discomfort, what other fruits could be doing the same without you even realizing? 6. Green apples, healthy on the outside, but harmful to aging joints. Green apples, crisp, tart, and seemingly guilt-free. With their vibrant skin and refreshing bite, they're often seen as the smarter choice compared to their sweeter red cousins. Especially among seniors, green apples are favored for being low in sugar and easy on the system. But if you're over 60, that innocent crunch might be hiding something deeper. Let's break it down. While green apples are rich in fiber and vitamins, they also contain two lesser-known compounds that can quietly impact aging bodies: malic acid and natural sugars. Malic acid, the tart culprit. Malic acid gives green apples their signature sourness. In small amounts, it's even used in energy supplements. But in older adults whose digestive systems and joint tissues are more sensitive, this acid can cause unexpected irritation. Over time, malic acid may aggravate the lining of the gut and increase sensitivity in joints, especially in the hips, knees, and thighs. Some seniors report a burning sensation, tension in the legs, or even soreness in the lower back or feet after regularly consuming green apples. And because this discomfort develops slowly and subtly, it often gets blamed on aging, arthritis, or fatigue, not fruit. The hidden sugar spike. Though they taste less sweet, green apples still contain natural sugars, which can lead to blood sugar fluctuations in older adults with slower metabolisms. That swing can result in nighttime leg cramps, morning stiffness, weakness climbing stairs, or even a dull ache in the calves after walking. And here's where it becomes a real problem. Green apples are often eaten raw, alone, and sometimes right before bed, when digestion slows, and their acidic and sugary combination has the most prolonged impact. So, while green apples may look like the safest fruit in a bowl, they could be quietly reducing joint flexibility, triggering inflammation, and contributing to restless, cramping legs. This doesn't mean you need to stop eating apples entirely, but if you're over 60 and dealing with stiff knees, sore hips, or increasing leg fatigue, it may be time to monitor how often and when you eat green apples. Because if even a clean, crisp apple can stir up these issues. What happens when we turn to the richer, sweeter fruits everyone loves even more? 7. Mango, sweet, juicy, and secretly tough on aging joints. Soft, golden, and bursting with tropical flavor, mangoes are often called the king of fruits. They're sweet, refreshing, and feel like nature's candy, especially in the summer. But if you're over 60, mangoes may be one of the worst fruits for your joints, circulation, and leg strength. Here's why. Mangoes contain an extremely high amount of natural sugar, more than many other fruits. Just 1 cup of sliced mango can have up to 23 grams of sugar. That's nearly equivalent to a small soda. Now, for a younger, active person, this might not cause issues. But once you cross the age of 60, your metabolism slows and your insulin response weakens. What used to be a harmless sugar boost now leads to blood sugar spikes, followed by sharp crashes, and over time, chronic inflammation. This is especially dangerous for seniors with nerve issues, joint problems, or poor circulation. What happens to your legs? The sugar in mangoes doesn't just affect your energy levels, it gets deep into your vascular and nervous system, where it may irritate nerves in your toes and feet, cause burning sensations or tingling, trigger evening swelling in your ankles, or create a heavy dragging feeling in your legs after walking. Every time your body struggles to process that sugar rush, your joints pay the price, especially the soft tissues in your knees, hips, and ankles. This is often mistaken for normal aging, but the real trigger might be in your fruit bowl. Mango's sneaky danger. Mango feels light and harmless. It's juicy and easy to overeat, but your body doesn't measure lightness. It responds to sugar content. That light, sweet snack can gradually lead to slower walking speed, increased joint stiffness, and reduced leg stability. And the worst part, mango is considered a natural food, so most people, especially seniors, assume it's healthy by default. But natural doesn't always mean safe, particularly when you're managing blood sugar inflammation or aging joints. So, should you avoid mango completely? Not necessarily. But if you're over 60 and experiencing leg fatigue, tingling, swelling, or unexplained joint pain, it might be time to think twice about how often you indulge in this tropical treat. You've seen the truth about these fruits. Now let's talk about the real game changers. Now that you know which fruits could be silently harming your legs, joints, and circulation after 60, here comes the good news. You're not powerless. In fact, with the right fruits, you can support your body's natural healing, reduce inflammation, and regain the strength and flexibility you thought you lost. Let's talk about the right fruits for aging joints. Berries, like blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries, are low in sugar, but high in antioxidants. They fight inflammation, boost circulation, and help reduce stiffness, making every step feel lighter. Cherries, in moderation, can help lower uric acid levels. This means fewer gout flare-ups and less pain in your knees, toes, and ankles. Avocados may surprise you. Yes, they're a fruit packed with healthy fats. They cushion your joints, reduce inflammation, and stabilize blood sugar levels. Papaya is a tropical hero. It's rich in enzymes that soothe your gut and ease joint discomfort, perfect for aging digestion and inflammation. Pears offer natural sweetness without the blood sugar crash. When paired with fiber or protein, they keep you energized without triggering swelling or fatigue. These fruits don't just avoid damage. They actively support joint health, better blood flow, and smoother movement as you age. Aging doesn't mean giving up. It means eating smarter. You don't have to give up fruit. You just need to know which ones fuel your body and which ones may silently wear it down. By making informed choices, you can experience more flexible mornings, less swelling and fatigue, easier movement, and stronger, more confident steps. Every bite is a chance to nourish your independence. Aging isn't about restriction, it's about empowerment. Let's make this a two-way conversation. If you've watched this far, it means you care about your strength, your mobility, and your future. And I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. What fruit are you cutting back on? What healing fruit are you adding to your daily routine? Your story could help someone else make a life-changing decision. Before you go, tap the like button if this video gave you new insight or made you rethink your fruit choices. Subscribe for weekly videos on foods that heal, not harm. Turn on the bell icon so you never miss natural tips for pain-free living after 60. And if you're ready to take control of your health, type yes in the comments. Your legs carry your life. Let's give them the strength they deserve, one smart choice at a time.